Unit 4 review. Let's have some fun. Alright, on this one, first off, let's remind ourselves, I is I. I squared is -1. If you know those two, and you should know I squared is -1 because we talk about that a lot, and anything is equal to itself. So I to the first is just I. Well, you can figure out I cubed. Because I times I squared is I cubed. And -1 times I is -I. And hopefully you remember that I to the fourth is 1. They come out every 4 of them. So, square root of -80. Well, we're going to break this down, and again, there's 2 ways to do this. Some people like to break it down, like we did in the previous unit, as -16 and 5. And then bring out the negative with the 16 as 4i and 5. Some people like to break it down like -1, 16, and root 5. And then each thing comes out separately. It's up to you. It's however you would process it better. Okay, 12i to 27. But for one thing, we're going to need a 12 in the answer. Now, the long way to do this is simply count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Where does that end up? It ends up at I to the third, which is -I. -I. That's time consuming, especially if you had I to be like maybe 85th or 100 or 247. So what we do is we divide 27 by 4. Okay? And we get 6 point something. That doesn't matter. Now, we take 6 times 4, which is 24, and that means we have a remainder of 3. Which then we go to our chart, handy chart here, look at I3, and we're done. So whatever works for you. You just got to practice it. Number 3, plus sign, plus sign, plus sign. Alert, we're not foiling. We are not multiplying 13 times -8. We are simply adding 13 and -8, which is 5. And 10i plus 4i, which is 14i. And remember, this is the preferred format, a plus bi. The constant plus coefficient and then I. All right? Alert, alert, alert. We are not foiling. We are not multiplying. We are not distributing. Well, we're distributing the negative. But we're not distributing 12 to the second parentheses and 6i in the second parentheses. So we just have 12 plus 6i minus 18 plus 10i, because this becomes positive and this becomes negative. Now we join like terms. Remember the constant first. So 12 minus 18 is -6. 6i plus 10i is plus 16i. That's it. Finally, no plus or minus in there. If you want to put a dot, go ahead. We are going to multiply. So 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times -I is -4i. 3i times 2 is plus 6i. And 3i times -I, careful here, is -3i squared. Remember, I like to put that in parentheses. I actually like to do this and put a -1 there in parentheses to remind myself to multiply by that -3, which is going to become a positive 3 plus 8 is 11. And then 6i take away 4i is plus 2i. Number 6, we're conjugating again. Multiply by the conjugate. Except this time we have i's, but that's not a big deal. We're simply going to distribute the 8 like we did in the previous unit. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3i is just 24i. And I was thinking in my head, it's just like when we had x's. So guess what? I did an x. But it's I instead of x. I was literally just getting ready to say that, and my finger got ahead of my brain. So 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, and the I tags along. Remember, start off, it's going to be subtraction on the bottom, because we're doing a plus times a minus. We only have to do 4 though. 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9i squared, which is going to be negative 1, which is going to make the negative 9 turn positive. So I end up with 16 plus 24i over 9 plus 4 is 13. And there's no way to reduce that. 13 is a prime number. Solve by square rooting. Move this over. 3x minus 1, no, not 2, 1 squared equals 40. Square root method means just literally square root that side. Square root this side. 3x minus 1 is equal to, this breaks down to 4 and 10, which is 2 root 10. Not 20. Well, what's happening there? Now, I'm going to move the 1 over. 3x equals 1 plus or minus, don't forget the plus or minus, 2 root 10. Divide both sides by 3, and I get 1 plus or minus 2 root 10 all over 3. And that's my answer. Quadratic formula, which is x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So, a, don't get the negative, b, c. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 6. So, x equals the opposite of b, which is already negative, because it's become positive. I don't know, plus or minus, square root, negative 3 squared. Remember, it's going to be positive 9, not negative. Minus 4 times 2 times 6. All over, not just the radical, the whole thing over 2a. That is going to lead me to 3 plus or minus 9, okay, minus 4 times 2 is 8, times 6 is 48. 9 minus 48 is negative 39, all over 4. So that's going to be 3 plus or minus. 39 does not simplify, except the I comes out. The negative 1 comes out as an I, all over 4. Now remember, if we're doing quadratic, and this is a perfect square, and the number comes out, like say it was 36, it came out as 6, you would do 3 plus 6 divided by 4, and 3 minus 6 divided by 4. Okay, complete the square. We're going to move the 16 over, but leave a space. Equals negative 16 plus something. So the cheat is, put your binomial squared right now. Yes, I'm using that term, binomial squared. Take half of that positive 4. Square it. Add 4, add 4. Now, I'm pretty much almost done. Negative 12. Okay? Now, you use the square root property, and you get x plus 2 equals to plus or minus. I'm going to do all the work here because I'm running out of room. This breaks down to 4 and 3, and the negative 1's going to come out. So it's going to be 2i root 3. And my last step is to move the 2 over. So x equals negative 2 plus or minus 2i root 3. And that is my answer right there. And I can't do it, I need to clean up. my existence. 3's. Solve by factoring. Little guess and check here. 5 is only 5 and 1. It's got to be 5 and 1. Now you got to try 1 and 6, 2 and 3. I'm going to try 2 and 3. So they have to add up to 13. So if I put 2 here and 3 here, that gives me 2. That gives me 15. That adds up to 17. So that's not right. Which means I need to try 3 and 2. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 5 is 10. That's 13. They're both positive. So I set 5x plus 3 equal to 0. And I set x plus 2 equal to 0. I'm going to subtract 3 and divide by 5. I'm going to subtract 2, and I am finished. Solve using any method. I'm going to do guess and check, factor it, because it's not going to be too bad, because they're all even. So for our square, I'm going to move the 18x over, minus 10. I'm going to pull a 2 out to make it 2x squared plus 9x minus 5. The nice thing is now, 2 is prime, 5 is prime. I just got to figure out where the 5 and 1 go. I need them to differ by 9, so I need to make 10 and 1. I want more positives, so the 10 is positive and that's negative. Now, I don't need that 2 anymore for this one. I set it equal to 0, both of them. X plus 5. That just got all messed up. X plus 5 equals 0. So, what am I going to do here? I'm going to add 1 and divide by 2. And here I'm going to subtract 5. So 1/2 and negative 5. Here, GCF. Can't do anything else. So I'm going to pull out a 2x squared. Remember, you've got to put this out here, though. You can't throw it away. That's going to leave me x minus 4 equals 0. Well, this one's easy. X is 0. You can divide by 2 and take the square root, but anytime you have a letter out here, no matter what the coefficient or exponent is, x is going to be 0. And then x minus 4 equals 0. Add 4 to both sides. There is my answer. Next. All right. You never know what to do here. So I'm going to do 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 equals 0. Now I'm going to try to factor it. It's got to be prime, so that's nice. 5, they got to add up to negative 3. Well, there's no way I'm going to be able to add up to a negative number with these numbers. Therefore, I know I cannot factor it. So that leaves me with my good old friend, the quadratic formula. X equals the opposite of b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. All over 2a. So it's going to give me 3 plus or minus 9 minus 4 times 2 is 8 times 5 is 40. So 9 minus 40 is negative 31. So I'm just going to, because of room, I'm just going to go right to the negative 31. All over 4. Well, all I can do is bring the I out. The negative 1 out is an I. So that's x equals 3 plus or minus I root 31 over 4. And that's it. Okay, 14 is the difference of 2 squares. It's easy, breezy, beautiful, cover girl. Square root of the first term, square root of the second term, 1 plus, 1 minus. Set them both equal to 0. Here I'm going to subtract 5 and divide by 2. Here I'm going to add 5 and divide by 2. And again, I was able to do that easy system because this is a difference of 2 perfect squares. Discriminant. Remember, the discriminant is just b squared minus 4ac. It's the thing under the radical. So negative 5 squared minus 4 times negative 3. Negative 5 squared is 25. Negative 4 times 4 is negative 16. Negative 16 times negative 3 is plus 48. That gives me 73, which is 2 real solutions. If I would have ended up with a negative number, it'd be 2 imaginary or non-real solutions, or no real solutions. And if it was 0, it'd be 1 real solution. All right, this number 16 is just a cheat we did before. There's my binomial squared. Remember, you just take half that middle number. Boom. That's my binomial squared right there. And c is equal to negative 6 squared, 36. All right, forms of quadratics. We have y equals a times x minus p times x minus q, also known as intercept form. All right. Now, what is this good for? Find the zeros, or the x-intercepts, or the solutions. All the same thing. Zeros, x-intercepts, solutions. Easily. Y mod equals a times x minus h squared plus k. This is known as vertex form. Well, this helps us find the vertex. Easily. Remember, the vertex is h comma k. And last but not least is standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. And that is to help us find the y-intercept. Which is at 0, comma, c. All right, 18. Convert into intercept form, then determine the x-intercepts. Okay? Intercept or factored form. So we need to break this down. X times x. Two numbers that multiply give us 18 that differ by 3. And we want more positives. So the intercepts are at negative 6, 0, and 3, 0. Just set both of these equal to 0. Convert to vertex form by completing the square. So this is y. We're going to move this over. Y plus 10 equals x squared minus 8x. Leave my blank. Go to my sheet. X minus 4. That's going to be plus 16 plus 16. So that makes y plus 26 equal to x minus 4 squared. And I just bring the 26 over. Y equals x minus 4 squared minus 26. So the vertex is at 4, hey, that's h, remember? Whoa, what happened there? 4, negative 26. HK. Right, almost there. Last page. Graph each of the following. X plus 1, x minus 3. Well, remember, this is an intercept form. So I have negative 1 and positive 3. Now, where's my vertex? Well, I have to add those two together, negative 1 and 3, and divide by 2. Negative 1 plus 3 divided by 2. That is 3 minus 1 is 2. That's at 1. So somewhere along here. So what do? X equals 1 is my equation of my line of symmetry. So I'm going to put 1 in here and here. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So that's negative 4. So my dot is right there. And there is my parabola. Vertex at 1, negative 4. So negative 1, 0. 3, 0. And 1, negative 4. Okay, this is vertex form. Remember, this is really x minus negative 5 squared. So here's my h, here's my k. Negative 5, 1. Negative 5, 1. There's my vertex right there. Now for this, I would just use my calculator to get other points. Save yourself time. Go to your calculator. Whoops. Over here. Put in here. Y equals negative, parentheses, x plus 5, parentheses, squared, plus 1. And then get some points. So there's some small ones right there between negative 8 and negative 8. So negative 8, negative 8. Right about there, kind of faint. Negative 7, negative 3. Negative 6, 0. And then the other side, negative 5, 1. We already have that. So negative 4, 0, negative 3, negative 3. And negative 2, negative 8. And there is my parabola. Now, where's my y-intercept? I can't tell. So I need to do one of two things. I can just go to my table. And find, whoopsie, I passed it already. Wow, what's happening? It's stuck. Wow, stop. That got weird fast. Never had that happen before. Okay, I don't, sorry. So, there we go. We need x, we need a 0 for x. So that's 0, negative 24. The long way to do it is to FOIL this, or shortcut x squared plus 10x plus 25, distribute it plus 1, and then distribute to negative x squared, minus 10x, minus 25 plus 1, and there's your negative 24. C is your y-intercept. Okay, We already know the y-intercept at -5, right there. C. Easiest way for me for this one is use calculator. Y equals, clear it out, -2x squared, we know it's going to be upside down, plus 8x. Nope. Please. 8x. This is not going to work, I don't think. Minus 5. See, that works. So it should be upside down. Going to -5, good. So go to my table and just get some points. In fact, not much that I can do here. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. One, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. 4, -5. And there we have it. So, what's the vertex? 2, -3. You can see off the graph, but another way to do that is opposite of b over 2a. So, -8 over 2 times -2, which gives you x equals +2. And then look at the table for 2, which will give you 2 +3. And then the intercept is at 0, -5. A few more, we're done here. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Classic word problem. Now, remember, we've done with -16 a lot. Look here. A little bit different. We got -8, just to mix it up. Okay, right equation, if it was launched at 80 feet, that's v of 80, that's right there, and it was launched 10-foot platform, that's the height. So, height based on time is equal to -8t squared plus 80t plus 10. So, where was it in 2 seconds? Well, I can plug 2 in here and there. I also use my handy dandy calculator. So I'm going to put this in. Y equals, clear it out, -8x squared plus 80x plus 10. Okay? I can graph it. Should be going up and coming back down. And I can't really see it. So, it makes sense though. 0, 10 is where it's starting, and look where it's going to be in 2 seconds. 138 feet. How many seconds does it take for it to reach the highest point? Well, that's the vertex. Okay? So we need to do some opposite of b over 2a. -80 over 2 times -8. That's -80 over -16, which is 5. So it's going to be in 5 seconds. What's going to be the height? So I'm just going to go to my table. Look at 5. 210 feet. So that's the vertex. So 5 seconds to actually answer this question, and the height will be 210 feet. How long will it take to hit the ground? Well, let's see if it tells us. Let's see if it hits 0. It does not. It's between 10 and 11 seconds. Okay? So it's between 10 and 11 seconds. But we don't know for sure, so we need to use the quadratic. So, x equals the opposite of b. plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. Now, that gives me negative 80 plus or minus 80 squared. So 8 times 8 is 64 with 2 zeros. Negative 4 times negative 8 is 32. Times 10 is plus 320 all over negative 16. So, negative 80 plus or minus the square root of 6,400 plus 320 is 6720. Now we take our calculator and see if that's a perfect square. 6720. It is not. All over negative 16. So, we have to do two problems. Negative 80 plus 6720 square root is 81.98. Divided by negative 16. And then we also have to do negative 80 minus 81.98 over negative 16. So first off, 81.98 minus 80 is 1.98 divided by negative 16. That doesn't matter because that's going to be a negative number. We cannot have negative time. Negative 80 plus 81 or minus 81.98 is negative 161.98 divided by negative 16 divided by negative 16, and we get 10.12. Well, didn't we say between 10 and 11 seconds? So approximately 10.12 seconds it hits the ground. Now we need to graph it, and then we're finished here. So the height is 210. So I'm going to go up by 20s. So I'm only going to write at 40. So 80, 120, 160, 200, 240. Okay? Now, what do we say? We said it started at 10. Well, here's 20, here's 10, right there, halfway between 0 and 20. And then at 1 second, where is it? Well, let's find out. At 1 second, it's at 82. Okay? 1 second, so we'll just go here for time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So at 1 second, it was at 82, so approximately right there. At 2 seconds, it was 138, so right under 140. At 3 seconds, it was at 178, right under 180. At 4 seconds, it's just over 200. It's a little bit off. 5 seconds, 210. So this is 220, so at 5 seconds, it's going to be about halfway right there. Now it's coming back down. So 6 is going to be at 202 again. And 7 is going to be right under, right there. 8 is going to match right here. 9 is going to match right here. And just past 10 seconds, that is the arc of my rocket blast. And that's it for unit 4.